Hey everybody, it's your girl Cherie here with the 10K Project. How you doing today? Hi Instagram. I think you all are starting to come through here. So y'all, if you see me looking this way, I'm saying hello to my Instagram family here. I hope you can see me. We also here have YouTube and Facebook. Everybody, don't forget to put your city and state in the chat so that I am able to say hello to you tonight. Tonight's session is all about how to invest in Black businesses and make money while doing it. It's your girl Cherie from the 10K Project. So tonight we're going to talk about making money. I see John here from ATL. I see Anthony in here. I see Aistro here in my Instagram. My Instagram seems to be acting up right now, so we may have to disconnect and try again. Your girl's trying to do better with Instagram and just stuff just seems to be happening, but we're gonna try again. I'm gonna get out of there because they're having a tough time there now. Alrighty then, so let's talk about how do we build Black wealth by investing in Black businesses. And first of all, I am Cherie of the 10K Project. We are the largest community of Black investors who actively fund Black-owned businesses. Minimum investment is $100. Someone gave me a really good definition of what we do, and I've started using it. We are Black Shark Tank meets Powernomics. So if that resonates with you, then you're in the right place, because not only can we do good socially, but we can do great economically as well. I have to say potentially for the lawyers and things like that. So let's have the conversation. Yeah, hey, Angela from Tallahassee. Happy Wednesday to you. Yeah, everybody put your city and state in the chat so I know where you are coming from. Okay, so how did this whole thing get started? It got started because I am a business plan writer. Been writing business plans since about 2011. Have a lot of clients that I serve, all ethnicities, both sexes. Help companies raise anywhere from $10,000 all the way to $20 million. Help them do everything from technology to education companies to real estate companies, etc. And whenever I write a business plan for people, I would always ask the person, okay, let's say I write this business plan for you. Where are you going to get the money in order to in order to get investors? And people from other ethnicities would usually have, brother, cousin, venture capitalists that they know, frat brother, etc. People from our community usually didn't have those resources. So I would see companies and entrepreneurs raise, for example, $600,000 in one night just from having a dinner with some people. And I'm like sitting there listening to the person give my presentation and raise this money. And our entrepreneurs weren't able to do that. So I started asking, hey, if 10,000 of us came together and we just put in $100 each, we can raise $1 million for our own businesses. And instead of us having one rich uncle to go to, a collective and a group of us could come together in order to raise the money that we need for our businesses. And I'm seeing the emergence of We Buy Black. I'm seeing a lot of people wanting to practice group economics. And for 3 years, I'm saying to this group, hey, this is something we could do, but I want someone else to do the idea. And finally, my co-founder, Tawana, looks at me during a Zoom meeting and said, you've been talking about that for 3 years. When are you going to do it? And I always say sometimes you need to be the change that you want to see. Sometimes it just takes somebody to say, hey, I'm with you. Let's do this. And she and 3 other people on the Zoom call said, hey, we'll do it. And they all became the first founders of the 10K Project. So again, the idea, if 10,000 of us came together and we each put in just $100 into a business that's $1 million, we can start funding our own businesses. So if you think about Clubhouse, for example, Clubhouse became $1 billion business, or has a billion dollar valuation. And how did they do that? A lot of it came from the Black entertainers and the Black people going onto the platform. So isn't it time for us to start to make a return on investment from the things that we are doing naturally? That's where the 10K Project comes in. So the rich have been doing this for years. This is actually how the rich invest in the stock market. They rarely buy stuff retail, they usually buy it wholesale. So what do I mean by that? Imagine if you were able to invest in Amazon back in the day. Imagine if you were able to invest in Facebook back in the day, what you would be worth today. So I'll give you another example that was more recent. Snoop. Snoop and Nas got into a company called Robinhood in about 2014. They bought into Robinhood at 19.54 cents. Robinhood is a financial app if you're not aware of it. The company recently IPO'd about a month to 6 weeks ago, and the IPO just means it went on the stock market. The IPO price was $34.82 at the day that the IPO ended. That means if Snoop put in $20,000, he would have made $3.4 million. This is how the rich invest in the stock market. Number one, they get access to deals early. And then number two, they are able to capitalize on it when something called a liquidity event happens. And now we're able to do the same thing. We're able to invest like the rich do into the stock market, and we're able to do that by funding our own businesses. So another article that I recently read from Afrotech talked about Nas. And the fact that Nas is now $70 million richer from his investments into private companies. So if you think about Nas and his rap career, I have no clue how much money he made in his rap career. But the article said, and I would agree with this, he's made more money from his investments in these early stage companies than he has from his rap career. Again, I don't know the exact numbers of Nas, but imagine that. So, we're able to do the same thing, and we are able to do it through something called Regulation CF, which CF stands for crowdfunding. So Regulation Crowdfunding, or Regulation CF, is governed by the Securities and Exchange Commission and FINRA, Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. So the investments that we are doing are governed again by the SEC and FINRA, which is very important to me because as an investor, I want to know that there's a little bit of oversight with regards to what's happening. So this is not somebody blasting on Facebook, hey, 50,000 people put money into my business and hit up my PayPal, right? No, that's not how this works. It actually has to be done through the SEC and FINRA. And I'm not saying that they fully vet these companies, but they do at least go through to make sure that they have certain documentation that you are able to see as an investor. So President Obama signed into law something called the Jobs Act of 2012. And before the Jobs Act of 2012, you had to be something called an accredited investor to get into these types of opportunities. Accredited investor is basically a rich person. And we're just going to put that in quotes. It's somebody who individually makes $200,000 a year, or as a married couple, they make $300,000 a year, or they have a net worth of $1 million outside of their primary residence. Well, that's not most of us. So in 2012, President Obama signed the Jobs Act of 2012, and it enabled regular people like you and I to start participating in these investments. You may be asking, well, what kind of returns happen with these types of investments? The first thing I will say is not every company makes it. These are riskier investments. So that's the first thing. But I went to a place called Angel University. There is a real place called Angel University where they teach you how to do these types of investments with regards to best practices. And I've also, because of my industry, I've spoken with a lot of angel investors, and here's how it works. Out of 10 companies that you invest in, 6 are going to fail. 3 are going to give you your money back, and 1 is going to be the superstar. And just like anything else, you think that all 10 are going to fail all 10 are going to be successful when you put money in, but the odds are the odds are the odds. And even at Angel University, they pretty much said the same thing. So You will want to build a portfolio of companies, and the 10K Project is the way that you are able to do that. The10kproject.com is the way that you are able to begin to find these Black businesses that you can invest in as an early stage investor. And again, the minimum investment is $100. So everybody, if you are on Facebook, YouTube, please give us a thumbs up, give us a like, just so that the algorithms will pass this on. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so how do you make, I'm sorry. So over a 25 to 30 year period, there's been some statistical studies that have been done on this. Early stage private investors are generating anywhere from 25% to 46% in annual returns, and that depends on your portfolio. But when we look at other types of investments, whether it's stock investing, real estate, tax liens, things like that, we at least want to be investing in things that are beating inflation. I will also say that it is important for you to think about this as a long-term investment, so 7 to 10 years, and you want to think about building a portfolio. If you just put money into one company, it's most likely not going to work. You may hit the jackpot, but it's most likely not going to work with just one company. You want to start thinking about building a portfolio. So let's talk about how you make money with this. So let's say that there is a Black entrepreneur that comes to the 10K Project, and you're part of the 10K Project as one of our investors, the10kproject.com. And the entrepreneur is selling shares in his or her company for 50 cents each. It's an early stage company. They're just getting off the ground. They may have a prototype. They're getting ready to start generating revenue, things like that. But their shares right now are 50 cents each. For $100, you could buy 200 shares in that company. And let's say the company does well. Over a 7-year period, they start making money, they get partnership deals, they have a celebrity come on board and endorse them, etc., and they do well. There are 4 ways that the company can pay you out as a shareholder. Number 1 is that company can be acquired, so it can be an acquisition. One of the things a lot of people don't know is that a lot of companies where an investor gets a return on investment, they're actually acquired. So that's a little tidbit of information. But company could be acquired. Number 2 is an IPO could happen. IPO stands for initial public offering. That basically means they end up on the stock market. Again, we're talking about how you can get your money back. Number 3 is the company may be flush with cash and they may decide to buy your shares. The company may decide to buy your shares and buy you out. I was part of a business once. It wasn't my business. I was actually working at this super huge, well, not super huge company, but it was a $200 million company. And that was what they did. They had so much cash and they had these early stage investors, and some of them wanted to be cashed out. So the company had their internal valuation, and they said, okay, you bought your shares at 50 cents, and now the shares are worth $18. So here's your money back with your return on investment. Companies will do that. Or they can choose to give you a dividend. So those are the 4 primary ways that you get your money back. But let's say you bought those shares. You bought 200 shares at 50 cents each of this tech company, right? And they do well, they get acquired. And let's say they get acquired for $18 a share. That means your $200 are worth $3,600. Now, you put in 100 and you got out 3,600. And some of you may be thinking, that's not a lot of money. But here's the thing, that's a 3,500% return overall, or 66.85% per year. Where are you getting those types of returns, right? I mean, so you want to, again, think about this as a 7 to 10 year process. and you want to think about building a portfolio. But that's how people make money. You can invest in all sorts of private businesses. Within the 10K project, we have something called the Bet on Black pitch. Um, what happens on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time is we invite an entrepreneur of the week to come and to present their business to the community. We have had some phenomenal businesses come through, all sorts of industries, technology companies, shoe manufacturer. Last night we had a graphic novelist come through. We see Black excellence every single week. We've had products come in, construction industry products, things like that. When we talk about Black excellence, this is the place to be within the 10K project. And one of the things that happens if you are trying to get into these types of investments is that you really want to think about how you do something called sourcing your deals. How do you source your deals? All that means is how do you find out about great opportunities for you to even consider? And believe it or not, when I went to Angel University, this was the number one thing that they said they spend the most of their time on as an investor is sourcing deals and talking with other investors to figure out what they're putting money into and what they're looking at in order to, make sure that they don't miss out on something, right? And that's one of the big things that we want to think about as well as these great Black entrepreneurs. They, when they set up their crowdfunding campaigns and when they're ready to raise money, how are you going to find out about them? And one of the great ways to do it is through the 10kproject.com. So John is saying here, yes, was looking for a Black-owned company earlier that specializes in Reg CF. Well, you're in the right place, John. You're in the right place. So the10kproject.com, you can be an investor. You can be an entrepreneur that decides they want to raise money through the 10K Project. You want to go through our process as well. If you go to the 10kproject.com and click on entrepreneurs, and complete that information, then Tawana gets to you. Or you could be something that we call an expert, because we bring three groups of people together. So what do I mean by an expert? Let's say that we have a company that raises $1 million. We have 10,000 investors that put in $100 each. One of the things we didn't want to see was that that company is raising money. They are usually going to hire people to either do full-time work, part-time work, contract work, etc. They may need an accountant, an attorney, a graphic designer, a project manager, a virtual assistant, etc. One of the issues we have, and many of you know this, is that we have a lot of leakage of our money in our economics. The Black dollar only stays in our community for about 6 hours. How do we elongate that? How do we get more time with that dollar? Well, the way that we do it is by having these experts part of our expert directory within our when you become a member. Anybody can be in our expert directory. So you come in, you tell us who you are, what you do, and as these entrepreneurs are looking to raise funds, then they will potentially contact you and they will say, hey, I'm looking for an expert to help me grow my company. This is what I need. You say you do marketing. I need some help with marketing, etc. And that is how we do group economics here. So that's the reason why I said we're Black Shark Tank meets Powernomics. So if you want to become a member, you can do so. We talked today about our story, how we got started, how the rich invest, how we can invest like the rich in the stock market through Regulation CF, how you can be an investor with as low as $100 per company. You want to build a portfolio. You can be an entrepreneur that comes and pitches the group. You want to do that, the10kproject.com/entrepreneurs, or just come to the 10kproject.com and click on the entrepreneurs tab. You can be an expert. So if you, do something like marketing, sales, etc., you are able to add yourself to the expert directory. And we've had people several entrepreneurs come on and say, once my fundraising is done, I'm going to hire people. And they come back. So the way for us to build Black wealth is for us to work together, I believe, in a system like this. We have worked very hard in order to create an ecosystem where we are able to help Black businesses and also potentially profit from doing it. And I just have to say potentially, obviously, for the lawyers here. We cannot guarantee a return on investment, but we are giving you the best practices with regards to come be a part of what we're doing. If you can't attend the Bet on Black Pitches live, we send out the replays a lot for you to see those and build a portfolio of companies, just like Snoop did. Because if you think Snoop only invested in Robinhood, and yeah, he, potentially put in 20,000 and got 3.4 million, but that wasn't the only company that Snoop invested in either. He probably invested in companies and lost money in certain companies, and he had a jackpot here. So that's how we have to think about it. I see the Plant-Based Kitchen saying hello. Thank you. Hello, everybody in YouTube. Please give us a thumbs up, thumbs up. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. I see Thaco here saying hello, everyone. I'm Black-owned IT startup. How can we do something? Sorry, it's not coming through. John is saying, awesome. I'm a solutions architect. I will definitely become a member to serve as an expert investor and founder. Yay, John. The10kproject.com. Yeah, we need you. We need everybody. We need everybody, all sorts of experts, part of our community. And I was speaking with an entrepreneur yesterday, and he had come and raised money through the 10K Project, and he came to give us a testimonial and talk with me about some other stuff. And, he agreed that you may be an entrepreneur today, an investor in someone else's project tomorrow, and a board member or an expert for somebody else's project the next day. In fact, he did say that he listens to the pitches and he invests in other people's projects, and he finds out about these projects through the 10K Project. So the Plant-Based Kitchen is saying, yay, John. Yeah, we welcome. Affirmation Nation has a thumbs up. Hello, hello. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on the video as well. Please like the video. Please share on your social networks. If you want to be a part of the 10K Project, we would love to have you. We are, we're building, we're growing, we're almost at 2,000 paid members, and I believe we can get to 10,000 paid members within the next few months. We're not only do I believe we can do it, I believe we're going to do it. We have some partnerships in the works, and when they work out, because it's, I think, just a matter of time of them working out, then we will be pushed out further into the forefront. So the 10K Project is needed. I speak to so many entrepreneurs that are grateful for us having this platform for them. They have a lot of challenges with regards to raising the money that they need. People don't believe that Black entrepreneurs can really make money. We're starting to see some Black billionaires come about. The guy who started Calendly is a Black man, $1 billion valuation. But it's so hard for them because people, the mainstream venture capitalists, they don't think that Black entrepreneurs can do it. And I know that we can. There was actually a Morgan Stanley report that said that when our businesses are properly funded, we make just as much money as any other ethnically founded business out there. And at first I was disheartened when I saw, and I speak to entrepreneurs every day, and they talk about the fact that they go to these meetings and they're shut down just because. But then God put it in my heart, and I know some of you are not religious, but God put it in my heart that this actually helps us because we as the community can get in on the profits. If we don't believe in ourselves, no one's going to believe in us. We are starting to, I was on earlier today with some people, and there are starting to be groups of Black venture capitalists that get together. A lot of them don't fund straight startup companies, so we can be the ones to get in first as regular, everyday $100 investors, get those businesses set up, and then pass the baton to Black venture capitalists that could take them to $1 billion valuation. We have so much that we can do if we just come together and if we just work together. Ronald is saying, I have an IT startup, but I need some assistance in structuring my business and government contracts. Also, I would like to be an investor in Black-owned businesses. Well, Ronald, you're in the right place. The10kproject.com to invest in Black businesses. Also, if you want to raise money through crowdfunding, through equity or debt crowdfunding is what we do. You can come to our website as well. If you are looking for other assistance, if you email me, info@the10kproject.com, let me know what you're looking to do, and I can guide you to the right resource. Thaco, I hope I'm saying your name right, is saying, hello, everyone. I'm an owner of a Black IT startup. I signed up today. How can we help each other? Thank you so much for signing up. Really appreciate that. Let us know what you need. I hope you joined our Facebook group. That is the best way for you to, engage with people, find out what people need, etc. And we look forward to networking with you, finding out more about you, what kind of IT you do, things like that. So John is saying we must source our own deals and then control the whole ecosystem. I agree. And the truth is you don't even have to source your own deals personally. That's where the 10K project comes in, is we're able to source those deals for you. And we can't even do it all ourselves. So we have entrepreneurs now that are starting to recommend other entrepreneurs to us. We have portals. Portals are like the crowdfunding portals of the platforms that are SEC approved and regulated. They're starting to refer people to us. Some of the smaller ones are. It takes all of us working together. It does. So, yeah, I believe in Black business. I believe that in the Black investor. I believe that we are able to do this. And one of our big goals and visions, and I know we're going to get there, is an entrepreneur is able to raise up to $5 million through equity crowdfunding. That is the legal limit. I believe that we're going to start raising $5 million for entrepreneurs in 24 to 72 hours. We do that 3 to 5 times, people are going to start watching. They're going to start noticing us. They're going to start saying, oh, this group is serious. This group is serious. And not just 10K Project is serious, but we as a people are serious. So that is it. The10kproject.com. Thank you so much to John for becoming a member tonight. And everybody else, if you want to learn more, definitely go to our website, the10kproject.com, see our testimonials, read about us, get to know who we are. And if you feel like you want to be a part of what we're doing, then definitely become a member. It's a one-time payment of $100. Or if you need a customized financial plan to go with that, it's a one-time payment of $347. And we are going to have the testimonials for that in the next couple of weeks on the website. But people are saying that they're getting immense value from having that customized personal financial plan, as well as being a part of the 10K project and being able to see the Bet on Black pitches. So John is saying own equals Black folks. Well, I love it. John is saying thank you, and I will be joining tonight. Let's go. Thank you, John. Thank you so much, everybody. Okay, I've got something at 6 o'clock, so I'm going to head out. But thank you so much, and I will see you all at the next Bet on Black pitch. Take care.